All right, working on the Ram ProMaster City. I'm going to be removing the door panels. I've already done the driver's side. Passenger side should be the same thing, so I'm just going to record one side. You're just going to mirror the other side if you need to take the other side off. Not a whole lot to it. There's a couple bolts hidden down in there, one behind that cover, a couple screws on the side, and then just some pull tabs to pop it out. Now I'm pretty sure the ProMaster City has a different door panel than the ProMaster. I have not seen the inside of the ProMaster. This is the first time I've seen this contraption on a vehicle. I don't care for it myself. You can't lock the doors unless you've got the door shut and you got a key fob in your hand, but either way, nothing to do with taking the door panel off. So the first thing we need to do is remove these clips that are inside the door. I'll play with a couple different ways on the other side just to figure out what would work best. Best thing I found was an Allen wrench. This kept me from doing the least amount of damage. If I hook that in a little angle, sorry, my hand's right in the way, and pull back, it pops out right up without doing any damage to the door or to the piece itself. Flathead screwdriver would work, maybe a body tool. I tried some different body tools. Best thing I found was a small Allen though. So I've got a pair of bent needle nose pliers for this front one. It's a little bit tougher to get to because it's underneath of this lever. What you're going to do is you got to pull the tab back towards you and up at the same time. So it makes it a little more difficult to get to it. But once you get it released, like I just did, pops right up out of there. And again, you've got to get this tab, you got to pull it toward the front and lift at the same time. So the next step's a Torx bit. It's a T40. Remove these two. Just got a little magnetic pickup tool. It's easier for me. I don't knock the camera over at the same time. I'll have to reach down there and pull those out. Now lifting this tray up is not too difficult. There are some clips. I think there's 2 in the back, 2 in the front, and 2 down the sides. Getting that started was the difficult part for me. I don't want to tear up my faux leather here. So basically I just got to hold it with my hand, popped it loose, towards the front, popped it, and just wiggled it back and forth till it comes out. Now you can't pull this all the way out because you've got a wire harness for the window, which we're going to disconnect, and you've also got the lever here. If you look back here, this little cable pulls out of this clip. Once you pull it out of that clip, it gives you a little more room. And there's a little black retainer here. So you don't want to break this retainer. You break the retainer, your door handle's not going to work anymore. You'll be buying new parts. Lift up gently on it and turn it. So it's past the cable, and then the cable pulls right out of the hole. It gives you enough room to flip it, and you can actually see where the holds the wire in is. Which is right there. So with that off, we've got one more T40 here in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and knock it out. I'm not going to knock it out, I'm going to drill it out of there, but I'm going to knock out that problem. And that's all your big bolts. Sorry for the occasional air conditioner kicking on in the background. It's really humid down here in the summertime, so I almost need it if I'm going to work out here comfortably. There's 2 Phillips screws on the end of the door. A lot of door panels nowadays don't have screws in them. They're just mostly pop tabs, but this one actually has 2 of them in it. Try to keep my forehead out of there. So the next thing I want to do is I want to remove this. This is a terrible design. I haven't seen anything like that since like 1980, I don't think. Maybe in the 70s even. For some reason they thought this was a good idea to put this old knob system back on to control your mirrors with. Ridiculous, but this is a little bit pain in the butt to get off. There's a metal tab here, and a metal tab here. So this took a minute, but basically you just got to get a body tool down in there. Try to get it in behind your tabs and pop them off. 1. And they feel like they're going to break. Mine did not break. Can't guarantee yours won't break, but they shouldn't break. If they do, you may have to get another tab. Because like I said, they do not feel like they want to come off really easy. There's 2. trying to pull straight out as possible on here too. So if you're pulling, don't pull up or down. Just try to come straight out with it. Like so. There's the 3 metal tabs. Piece of foam. And there's your tab inserts. So the next step is getting the door panel off. I'm going to drop my window because it makes it easier for me to see the top of the door frame and I can get a hold of things a little bit better. There are 4 tabs on each side. There's one here, here, and here. Same on the opposite side, and then there's 3 on the bottom. All right, so I'm going to start on the side over here. Just going to get my body tool in there. Again, if you've never taken these off before, or if it's just the first time taking the panel off of this vehicle, they're tight. They sound like they're going to break. If they do break, you can get replacements. But always expect for a tab to break when you're going to take them off there. And stubborn. Sure. And where you at? Somewhere. 2, 3, 4. So I gotta get my head in your way here. Sometimes it's easier just to take it off. So I got all my tabs popped, so I'm going to lift up. This piece catches a little bit around the window here. I'm not sure why. But if that catches, I found it better to lift the back side up first than the inside, and then your door panel comes off. Now if you had any tabs stick in the door, like I've got one here, don't try to pry out the front because you'll basically damage the clip. Put your body tool in behind it and push down, it pops right out. So I've got one there. Again, behind it, not in front of it, and pop it out. And that looks like all. So back to my door. Again, we're just test fitting again. May have to make more changes, but for now, let's see how she goes. The hard part is getting this started at the top because your speaker is so much bigger at the bottom now. You almost got to kind of force it in there. Okay, got my top started. Get it down to where it belongs. Make sure you line it up right, like so. Make sure the front's lined up correctly, like so. And then again, check again, so where you're hitting. So this time I'm hitting think anywhere. My door's lined up. Do a little bit more. Sorry about my head in the way, but it's lined out. So my tabs lined up. Tabs lined up. So my tabs are lining up. Now on the inside, remember where those foam cushions were, or where the foam padding was? I'm basically pushing in where the drink bottle holders go and forming that Kilmat in there. I think I'm ready to actually pop that in place. Got one tab that dropped off on me over here. came out was over on the side. Okay, and again, just check all your alignment pins. Everything should be aligning up. Inside. Again, Kilmat inside here is going to make it a little tougher the first time you push it on because it hasn't been formed yet. Check your bottom real good. Same thing, I'm pushing it evenly so the Kilmat actually goes in place. Okay. One stubborn one. Perfect. Everything's back in the way it should be. Sorry for the shortness of breath there. Getting old. Probably need to get on the treadmill a little bit. Speakers in place. Got clearance, tight, but there's clearance. So we're ready to put our rest of our door back together. You can see nice fit all the way around, no gaps. Should be good to go. So basically just reversing the process here. I'm going to start with my T40 in the middle. Okay, I'll hook up my panel. So remember when you're putting this together, your door mechanism, basically this little piece here, you'll slide the wire through that part. This piece clips to hold it in place. This piece keeps it in position. So if your handle's too far down or too far up, then you recheck this piece, make sure you get it in place. So the first thing I want to do is put my harness on because I got a little bit more room. You can do it in any order you want to, but I'm going to put the harness in first. Okay, then this piece I'm going to hook, again, cable through first. I'm trying to do this where you can actually see it also. I don't think I'm going to be able to though. Sorry, just got to take my word for it. Cable through. Black clip holds it in place. Align it with this part. And then slowly push it down in. The other side kept wanting to pop up out of there on me, so when I was pushing this down, it kept popping out of place. So just take your time when you're putting it down in there. If you hear something click, check that handle. That handle should be even, and it shouldn't lock, but you should be able to open the door. So that's in right. Let me get my other T40s. Make sure those are in good, because again, that's what you're pulling your door shut with. Plastic clips. I'll do the pain in the butt one first. Sorry, there's just no way of showing you that. Basically, you slide the two back clips in, push down, snaps in. This one, same thing, just align it. Straight down, clips in place. If it doesn't go in easy, like mine just didn't, make sure you don't bend your tabs and tear your tabs up. That's an alignment tab. These are actually the retainers. So alignment tab in first. And then your retainers. Like so. Oops. So clips are back in. So time for the screws on the back of the door. Put my screws back in. Those just go into plastic, so don't over tighten them. They don't need to be tight. Not even sure why they're on there because you've got clips all around it, but just snug them up. So it's still worth to me doing it. Again, I spend a lot of time in here, so it just makes my life a lot easier. That just goes on, pop the metal clips in place.